This is Den here from Tropical Zooms. Welcome to part 2 of our east to west trip across Australia. If you've missed part 1, we travelled from Kiama all the way down to Port Lincoln on our way to Perth. In part 1 we travelled from our beautiful sunny south coast town of Kiama through country New South Wales, country Victoria, South Australia, all the way down to Port Lincoln, and that's where we are now. From here we intend to travel to Streaky Bay, check out the sights along Streaky Bay, and then to Ceduna, which I believe is the last sort of post we can top up everything you need before crossing the Nullarbor. Now the Nullarbor, from memory, is just over 1,200 kilometres long. We intend to see a few sights along the way, including the pink lakes of Penong. We want to see the old telegraph station, as well as Fraser Range, which is at the end of the Nullarbor, or towards the end of the Nullarbor. This is my first time, and it's Deb's first time crossing the Nullarbor, so I'm sure we're going to make a few mistakes. I wanted to check out all the free camp spots, as well as the roadhouses and some of the farm stays. So yeah, come and join us. I hope that we don't make too many mistakes, because we're newbies, and any mistakes that we make we'll take note of, and on the way back we'll be I suppose semi-experts and stay at all the garden spots. If you missed part 1, by the way, I'll put a link at the end of this video so you can click on that and tune in. Alright, I hope you enjoy the adventures as much as we hope to. This is Streaky Bay Island Tourist Park. It's about 6 k's out of town. It's in a beautiful spot right on the beach. There's a couple of nice little islands at the front, perfect for swimming. There's a really nice cycleway. We decided to jump on the pushies and ride into town for a coffee, and then ride around the bay just to see what it was like. It starts off as a dirt sort of gravel road, then turns into a bitumen pathway all the way into town and around to the boat ramp. About a 20k ride all up. Really nice. Debbie just said to me, why don't you go and get funked coffee on our ride? So here we are. We've gone and got funked coffee. We're going to sit down here and chill. This is the halfway point of our ride. Okay, so I've just gone to the main shops, and I wanted to show you all the Streaky Bay jetty. There's a beautiful big netted pool here as well. There's the Streaky Bay Hotel. Unfortunately, they don't allow dogs, so we just drink at the caravan side. Now I believe this bike track goes all the way along the foreshore, past this other caravan park right on the beach here, around the point, right around to that area there where you can see the large antennas in the distance. This is the other caravan park in Streaky Bay. This is the Discovery Tourist Park. It's just as nice as the other one. It's a lot closer to town, so if you're up for a walk, it's easy just to walk in town and grab a beer or coffee. The sites are probably a bit smaller, so if you've got a bigger caravan, it's probably better off going to the other one, but in saying that, I can't pick between the two. I'm probably repeating myself, but this is such a lovely ride. Good day out, good thing to do to kill a couple of hours. Water looks beautiful. There's no wind up here. There's a boat ramp just around the corner here. I love it when you get to hills on these e-bikes. The invisible men just push you up that hill. It's good. Okay, so this is the boat ramp. It was about an 18-kilometre ride from our caravan park. It's all along the waterfront. It's a really nice ride. If you've got e-bikes, it's fantastic. Still good to walk. We're just going to go back into town and grab some lunch. Just for your info, Streaky Bay is on the western side of the Eyre Peninsula, and I think it's a definite stop off if you're travelling across the Nullarbor to WA. Okay, so we've just travelled from Streaky Bay to Ceduna, which is only 100 k's and only about an hour's drive. And I like the idea of stopping at Ceduna, because Ceduna is the last town where you can top up everything that you need, particularly water. Ceduna has powered sites, and we're at the Foreshore Caravan Park, which is right in town, close to the clubs, close to the shops and everything you need. As I said, we've plugged in our power, we've topped up all our off-grid lithium battery power banks. We've also topped up our water tanks. So we've got 100 litres of water in our tank, and there's also shops around the corner where we've stocked up on all our fruit and veggies and everything like that. Ceduna is the last sort of major town before you cross the Nullarbor. Now you can go to Ceduna and top up everything you need. Food, veggies, fridge stuff, power, water and everything else. Even though there's roadhouses along the Nullarbor, they all have powered sites, but one thing they don't have plug-in water. If you are happy enough to stop at the Roadhouses, they may not have the plug-in water so you can top up your tanks, but they do provide their own showers and laundry facilities, because I don't think the water is suitable for drinking. So we've topped up at Ceduna because I don't know whether we're going to stop at free camps or roadhouses or farm stays or whatever. So just to be on the safe side, we've got 100 litres of water, and according to my calculations on our previous little weekends away, 100 litres lasts us 3 days quite easily if we stick to our short showers and don't go berserk with our water. Yeah. I forgot to add, Ceduna is basically the start of the Nullarbor. The Nullarbor is just over 1,200 kilometres long, and I think it ends at a little town called Norseman. So you've got fuel stations everywhere, you've got roadhouses, but there's a lot of free camps and a lot of, or a few farm stays. So we just wanted to have all those things topped up in case we do end up doing free camping or farm stays and we haven't got those facilities or shops available. Okay, so once we leave Ceduna, we'll be driving about 45 minutes. We're heading to the little town called Penong, and Penong's got their little wind farm thing going, so we intend to see that about 45 minutes up the road and about 72 kilometres. So we'll pop in and see the little wind farm there before we head out to the Pink Lakes, which I think is about 15 k's from Penong. Okay, we are on the Nullarbor. We're in Penong, we're driving through Penong. This is the town with all the little windmills, which is pretty cool. They're just over there to our right. Yeah, this is the Penong wind farm. A couple of them are going, a few aren't, but yeah, only a few of these fans are going, but I'll tell you what, they don't need them all on because it's 15 degrees and the ones that are working have really cooled the place down. Yeah, look at that, look at this little guy going berserk. Yeah, there's the family. We're going to continue on. It's nice to finally be on the Nullarbor. I was looking forward to saying that we made it. I think this is about day 12. We've had 12 stops or 11 stops and we've hit the Nullarbor. I'm looking forward to checking out those Pink Lakes. Okay, so a lot of travellers come to Penong to visit the beautiful Pink Lakes. I think it's called Lake McDonald from memory. Point Sinclair Road. It's a dirt road, lots of corrugations, but definitely worthwhile to visit. It's from what I read, it's the high in salt, high in bacteria and algae which forms the beautiful pink colour that it has. And they also said that the best times are summer months where there hasn't been a lot of rain. If it rains a lot, the Pink Lake goes white. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we haven't had a lot of rain, so I'm hoping that we see a beautiful bright pink lake. Okay, our first bit of off-roading. We're on Point Sinclair Road. I think this takes us out to, was it Cactus Beach? And the Pink Lakes that everyone talks about. It's a 15k ride, a few corrugations. We're only sitting on 40 k's, but we thought we'd come here and check out what's out on the coast. Okay, so we've just flown the little drone up. The drone was going with the wind at 65 k's an hour and back into the wind at only 15 k's an hour. I did get a couple of warnings. But yeah, I think the shots come up pretty good. I think it looked more white than pink, and that's because it's a very overcast day. But you can see here that it's a definite difference between both sides. Nice and blue on one side, and well, really white. It's supposed to be pink, but you can see pink tinges to it. Okay, so from Penong we intend to head to the head of the Bight lookout, which is the first section and viewing platform of the Bunda Cliffs. I think it costs about $10 to get in. It's about 220 k's from Penong, but I think it's definitely worth the visit. It's actually, I think, one of the first free campsites along the air highway, along the Nullarbor. So we'll go and check out that and see how we go and see the Bunda Cliffs for the first time. I'm actually pretty excited about that. I did read though in a few reviews that they've actually closed the Bunda Cliffs off for camping, which is a bit disappointing, but if I can find a little sneaky spot that's considered safe, we'll probably stay there for the night. Okay, it's a bit windy, so I hope the GoPro microphone isn't too noisy, but we've just I think we're about 15 kilometres short of the Nullarbor Roadhouse. We're at the first viewing platform called the head of the Bight. Unfortunately, Deb and Spencer have to stay back at the van for now because dogs aren't allowed in here, and unfortunately drones aren't either. although it is a bit windy, but I was hoping to get a drone shot of this place, being the first section of the Great Australian Bight. Okay, this is exactly where I wanted to be. So the view here is the best. There's the start of the Bunda Cliffs, but you can see here why you do not camp on the edge, because you can see a lot of it has all crumbled away and there's bits and pieces falling down all along the coastline there. The water's spectacular. It's really windy here today. So poor old Spencer and Debbie are back in the motorhome making me lunch. Yeah, someone's benefiting by it. Okay, so from leaving the head of the Bight, we drove another 220 kilometres where we reached the border village Roadhouse. We thought we'd play it safe and go for a powered site and see how it goes. But I did notice along the way, I think it was called the Tomato Cliffs. At the end of the Bunda Cliffs, there's this beautiful little campsite called the Tomato Cliffs, and they're about 12 kilometres east of here at the Border Village Roadhouse. So we might even take a look back there tomorrow morning and check out that. But let's see how we go. As I said, the roadhouses, in particular this one, I noticed we've got a powered site, but we don't connect water, but there is showers and toilets behind us, a shower and toilet amenities block. So we'll still be living in comfort. I'll tell you what, they've got some big trucks in this neck of the woods. This is the Border Village Roadhouse. There's reception, and back there's the caravan park. And just down there by about a few hundred metres is the quarantine checkpoint from South Australia into Western Australia. We panicked, we didn't see that, and we thought we were going to have to go through that before going to our roadhouse, but luckily the roadhouse is just 200 metres short of that. Okay, here we are at Border Village Roadhouse. There's a little caravan park at the back. As you can see, it's fairly basic, but we've got a powered site. It was $30 a night for a powered site and $15 for an unpowered site. It's actually right on, or it's actually 100 metres before the quarantine border check into WA. So we've got a lot of salad and fruit to eat tonight. Yeah, the good news is, even though we haven't got water to plumb into our van, we've got our own amenities block where we can use their loos, use their showers. They've got a laundry. As I said, we've just got the power. We haven't got any water to connect to our van, but we've got full use of the park's water, so we can save the 100 litres that we've got in our van. Our two most used camping cookers, the induction cooker and the air fryer. We would have been lost without these two guys. Been fantastic. And this is the magnificent dinner they made us tonight. So after leaving the Border Village Roadhouse, we drove out to the old telegraph station. The old telegraph station, I think it was about 23 k's in total, but you do have to drive through the quarantine section where you cross from South Australia into WA, chuck out all your fruit and veggies. We had a nice big salady and fruit and veggie night last night because we had too many veggies left over. But yeah, we drove across the border into Eucla and then turned left and headed out to the old telegraph station, which is the dirt road. Again, I think I said on about 40 k's. It was quite a good road. Luckily for me, it wasn't raining, so it wasn't too muddy and slidey, but it was definitely worth a visit. Hello again. We are making our way down to the old telegraph station. We just took the turn off at Eucla. It's only about a 10-minute drive out here, so we're going to go check it out. We stayed at the Border Village van park, which was about 100 metres short of the WA border. We just got ourselves through the quarantine, checking for any fruit and veggies. Another dirt road, another rainy day. I was a little bit worried about getting bogged, but the road looks pretty good. We'll just take it easy. And I think there's a parking area up here where we can pull over and walk the rest of the way if it gets a bit muddy. So yeah, another nice little adventure for the day. We're at the parking bay in Eucla, and we're just close to the old telegraph station. The young couples up there have told me whereabouts it is. Hopefully they're not giving me a bummer steer. But yeah, we're out in the middle of nowhere. This is actually a free camp. Deb just said, let's stay here on the way back home, which I think would be really cool. Middle of nowhere stuff. The Ucilla Telegraph Station served as a vital communication link between Western Australia and other Australian colonies, connecting them via the east-west telegraph line completed in 1877. It was unique because it functioned as two colonial terminal stations in one room, with a wooden partition separating staff from South Australia and Western Australia due to the different telegraph codes used by both colonies. The station was staffed by male, let me say this word, telegraphists who transmitted messages, playing a crucial role during Western Australia's gold boom back in the 1890s. The site is now a ghost town, with the old station buildings largely buried by a moving sand dune. We're making our way to the beach. There's a big jetty out here from our car park, but there's literally tracks everywhere. So just to be safe, I do these big arrows in the direction every 50 metres, because I know I'll get lost. So will these two. That will lead us back to our camper van. I hope that no one else is doing arrows in another spot. Yeah, look at this, middle of nowhere. Okay, just in case you're wondering, this is what the Nullarbor looks like, 1200 kilometres just like this. One of the tricks that I learned pretty early in the piece is if I sit on about 103 k's an hour, you don't get the big road trains overtaking you, but you do have to be careful as they come in the other direction, as you really feel their breeze as they pass by. Okay, our next stop was the second Bunda Cliffs lookout, which was absolutely awesome. The cliffs are a lot bigger, a lot higher. Unfortunately, there was no camping there, but we could park relatively close to the cliffs and have a good look around. The good news is that it was free. I think it was actually a better view than the first Bunda Cliffs lookout at the head of the Bight. More good news, I was able to fly my drone and have a good little look around the area. Unfortunately, yeah, I did see a lot of camping restriction signs, so there doesn't look like there's any access to camp on the Bunda Cliffs, but I know that there's another nice little spot a bit further along. It was really nice to be able to get my drone up and have a bit of an explore around the area. Unfortunately for me, it was a very windy day and I was getting high wind warnings as I was flying the drone. You can probably see my video here is a little bit jerky, but I couldn't resist and I thought I'd take the risk and have a bit of a fly. You can see here in the parking area that there's a lot of room. You can park your motorhome or even a big van. It's right on the cliff's edge, so you get a really nice view of the Bunda Cliffs. Okay, this is one spot that I wanted to share with you all. This was one of my favourite campsites of our entire trip. This is the Tomato Cliffs, which is just past the Bunda Cliffs, and it's about 12 kilometres east of the WA border. I love the Tomato Cliffs. It's a free camp. You're allowed to stay here. One thing that I always love about this and most other free camps is that there's no check-in or check-out times. You're not parked on top of each other and you get to explore the area at your own pace. It was a beautiful little spot. I'll definitely come here again. This was the dinner we cooked and I absolutely loved our time here, and I highly recommend this free camp to anyone passing through the area. And this was our view first thing in the morning. Loved it. Okay, so from leaving the second lookout at the Bunda Cliffs, we actually drove 640 kilometres to Fraser Range today. We did stop along the way for lunch breaks and coffee breaks at some of the roadhouses, but we were advised to go to Fraser Range because Fraser Range is about 2 or 3 kilometres off the main highway, off the Nullarbor. It's 1 hour east of Norseman, so you're getting close to the end of the Nullarbor, but it's a working farm station. It's far enough away from the Nullarbor that you don't get all the truck noises. Apparently you get a really good feed at Fraser Range and there's a few really nice hikes around the area, so stay tuned and we'll check that out. Okay, a quick circle around the place. This is Fraser Range. This is towards the end of the Nullarbor. I think we've got about 100 k's to go. 100 k's east of Norseman. Very nice little spot. We're just about to watch the sun set in the west. Yeah, nice little spacey sites. Yeah, we've got power. We don't have water to connect, but like last night, we've got amenities box with showers, toilets, and there's a camp kitchen. So we'll use our own water for our showers if we wanted to, but we can use theirs and save it. Yeah. Look at this. I'm not usually a one to buy little stubby holders and things like this, but across the Nullarbor is what we've done. I'll have to fill in our little map here, all the way from South Coast, New South Wales, across. We're about here now. So we're just going to make our way around here. I'll get the black texture out later on and fill that in. Yeah. And celebrate with a Nullarbor drink. What a nerd. Yeah, Fraser's Range is a beautiful little spot. It's a couple of k's off the Nullarbor. It's a dirt corrugated road, but even our little two-wheel drive motorhome handled it quite easily. It's a nice change if you want to get away from the rest stops or even the roadhouses. There's a really nice feed and a really comfortable spot to stay. Lovely little stone brick motel rooms. Yeah, it's so nice out here. Far enough away that you can't hear any of the trucks on the Nullarbor. So living in the motorhome can be a little bit tight, especially when you're cooking. So Deb and I usually have a little routine. I cook brekkie and she generally cooks dinner. So that works out pretty well. Yeah, if we put our minds to it, we can get everything done in a limited amount of space that we've got. Okay, now there's a few good things about staying at Fraser's Range. As well as being a beautiful spot, there's a lot of, well, there's 4 big major walks that you can take, and they're all mapped. It's kind of like orienteering. Deb's got a map here. But this morning we're doing the, was it Slathen Pass Loop, which is a small one. The 3 of us started out walking, but one of us had a blowout. And luckily for me, we've got this, I'm not sure if this has come up here, we've got this sling thing here. And look at him. Do you grab the camera, Deb, and just get a, can you see him in the thing there? Yeah. No hands. But the little fella, sometimes he has a blowout real early in the piece, and I've been having to carry him underarm, and I usually do shift work with the left and right arms, but we bought this little sling thing, and
it looks like he's loving it.
He's loving it, yeah. Which means we can do a few more walks and not have to worry about him conking out and having to carry him. So, yeah, we're all happy. Here, just to show you the front view, there's a lot of little tracks around here. This is the loop one. There's one that goes up to the summit. There's a big mountain just over those trees there. It looks like it's a couple of 100 feet high. And there's a woodlands one as well, and another one, so the wombat one. So yeah, we'll check them out. I think we're going to stay here on the way back. Yeah? Yes. Approval. Okay, I think we're about halfway on our first walk around this Fraser's Range. We're all going okay. Spencer's enjoying it, but I'm just wearing my regular Hoka running shoes. And I've got about 10 big bindies that I've got up through the shoe into my foot. So if you're coming here, make sure you wear socks. Deb's wearing socks, and you haven't had any, have you? Or you've had one? I've had about 10 bindies, had to stop. I've broken down, I've cried, I've sworn off camera. I've complained, I've whinged, yeah, because I don't like bindies in my feet. Yeah, so make sure if you're doing this, wear thick socks, or at least wear hiking boots. Yeah, but it's apart from the bindies, it's really nice. I know Spencer's really enjoying it and taking it all in. Oh, well, we finally made it back. I just wanted to show you underneath my shoes all the bindies here, and there's a few of these little cat eye ones. I'm not sure, but they've got about 5 or 6 little spikes on all sides that went into my shoe, and some of them actually went through my shoe, which wasn't fun. It was a really nice walk, I loved it, but oh, the bindies really made it lose a couple of points. I think yeah, next time I'll bring some heavier duty shoes with me. Hey Spencer, did you enjoy that? I think you did. You know, when you look back on those photos of how your mum used to dress you when you were a kid, and it's a bit embarrassing, well, if Spencer only knew what mum was doing to him. It's animal cruelty, isn't it, Spence?
Keeping the sun off him.
Okay, so we're now walking, we're following the map to the second walk up to the summit. And we're only about a quarter of the way up, and the view's already spectacular in the mist.
Yep.
Yeah. So all 3 of us have decided to go for a walk. And just when one flag gets out of sight, the other one up there comes into sight. So yeah, 3 of us left, but only 2 of us only two of us are walking. One of us, and I'm not pointing the fingers at anyone, only made it about 1 kilometre. And I think this is about a 7 kilometre turnaround trip, and 6 kilometres is on a mountainside. Yeah, so be interesting to see what the view's like if and when we get to the top. Yeah, pretty cool walk. We're certainly, as Deb said just a minute ago, we're earning our dinner drinks. I think the restaurant's putting on pork spare ribs for dinner tonight, so we've already burnt half of them off. Okay, so we're fast approaching checkpoint number 8. Now I think there's 14 checkpoints in total, so we're just over halfway. There's number 8. And if we do a quick 360, there's already some good views happening. Yeah, we're just going to make our way up there a little further. Okay, so we finally reached checkpoint 14, and I remember turning around at checkpoint 11 thinking what an awesome view it was, but I actually think, I said I'd hold off until I get to 14 because 14 will probably be a better view, but I actually think that checkpoint 11 was better because you saw the caravan park and the little buildings below. But in saying that, we made it. This is the last checkpoint, but there's still an arrow, and I think it's referring to the little statue up there, so we might just go up there.
Cemetery.
Yeah, probably the cemetery for the last people that tried this. Yeah, so we might have a crack at just touching that top rock on that little pyramid that someone's made, and we'll say that we've reached the top of the summit. I don't know how high this is, but I'll find out, and if I can find out, if I Google it, I'll type it into the title above this. And yeah, Spencer's made it too. How good's that? Yeah. Okay, so we've reached that top peak, and the view from the very top is even better than checkpoint 14. Looks like there's a microwave up in here. If we had bought a frozen meal with us, we could have had something. But yeah,
A few dead bones.
I wish this little GoPro would zoom in, but it doesn't. But I'll do a quick 360 around here. Very nice. Yeah. Alright, and I think I should go back to checkpoint 11 and show you the view from that, because I think even though this is higher and you can see a lot more, the view from checkpoint 11 is probably the nicest view. Yeah, there's the last cavoodle that tried to make it up here. So that's Spence. Luckily you've got your little carrying harness. And look at this, just so he doesn't get dehydrated, Mum gives him a drink. Yeah, she gives me a drink as well. We really enjoyed our stay at Fraser's Range. In fact, we decided to stay for 2 nights. There's a few hikes, we did 2 of them and we really enjoyed them. I think we'll definitely put Fraser's Range, or we'll keep Fraser's Range on our list next time we're crossing the Nullarbor. It's a nice change from the rest stops and roadhouses. We really enjoyed it. Okay, so from Fraser's Range we drove another 105 k's to the little town known as Norseman. Now Norseman is the official ending of the Nullarbor. That's our 1200 kilometres from Ceduna done and dusted. Like Ceduna, Norseman is another little town where you've got your fuel stations and your little grocery stores and bits and pieces where you can top up before you head down to or out to WA. So we have just completed the Nullarbor. We're at the very western end. We've arrived at this little town called Norseman. There's a couple of RVs down there, RVs, and I thought now is a good time to show you the main street. There's not a lot here, it's only a little town. I think there's an IGA around the corner and there's another supermarket here on the right. It's just before 10 AM and unfortunately there's nothing open. So we're going to push on and have a squiz at Esperance. I'll just let this car go through and then I'll show you the main street, or actually Deb's going to show you the main street. There's parking either side, parking in the middle, cafe, the village grocer, I don't know what that is, another cafe, a pub, a bunch of little specialty shops along our left hand side, and if I turn right at this roundabout, there's an IGA, a swimming pool, and a Deb was laughing at me, there's actually a dump point free of charge just around the corner. Okay, so that concludes part 2 of my little east to west coast journey. This is the end of the Nullarbor. In part 3 we'll be sharing our trip along the WA coast all the way down the bottom to Esperance, Albany, Busselton, Denmark, Margaret River, up to Scarborough and beyond. If you like this video, please consider subscribing for more. Any questions, just leave them in the feedback section below and I'll get back to you when I can. Thanks again for watching, safe travels, and I'll see you guys out of the road. Bye bye.